Woohoo! Perfect timing.
Here's our song, it won't take too long. I'm not here to tell you something's wrong. The name of the song is Listen to Us. All we're asking is listen to us. Listen to us. Listen to us live. Good morning, one and all. 11 a.m. Saturday morning, July 25th, 2020.
What am I trying to do here?
Yes, this is Listen to Us Live. I am Red Priest, musician, singer, songwriter, and most importantly, my new mission in life, advocate for the acquired traumatic brain injury community. We are broadcasting live on WHIV 102.3 FM.
This is an old program. It's pre-recorded that they play when we don't have a show. So that's what's going on now. I'm trying to figure out what the best line of offense is. The Brainstormers find it therapeutic to come on air and speak about the event or how they acquired their brain injury. And like I say, it could be from a traumatic event or an acquired one through brain cancers, tumors, etc., aneurysms, strokes, etc. So it's a comfortable environment that you can be brought into so you freely share your knowledge of your head injury or your brain trauma with other members, and they very welcome, love to do it in front of people who can help them understand and then listen. That's why our radio show is called Listen to Us. Don't tell us so much what we're doing or what's happening. We'll tell you what we're all about. Family is what Brainstormers are. And the greatest song.
Understanding family, family. One reason people with head injuries, they alienate from their family. It isn't their family. They just don't feel, everybody's different, but I kind of just didn't feel, good enough sometimes to talk to my family, or they think I was doing something different, and I just wasn't,
And funnily
enough,
enough,
families got to understand when people with head injury think different or make different decisions.
Right.
That might not be the righteous decisions. Go ahead, Red.
The Brainstormers had an event in their life that changed it forever, and that means an acquired traumatic brain injury on a spectrum on the high end where it's almost impossible to work, and a lot of the time you're abandoned by other people and you live in isolation. So a brain injury also requires damage to actual brain tissue. So to be a brainstormer, you have to be facing these challenges. And what's learned, because of neurogenesis, which is a great word, it's an ongoing rebuilding process for those who have head injuries, be it from blunt force trauma, TBIs, the classic one, traumatic brain injury from like going through a windshield or being hit in the head, or just impact to the brain, which causes deterioration and brain being changed and loss of brain tissue. So when you have your MRIs and your CAT scans, it shows up very clearly that there's something very much has changed within your metabolic brain, whatever the best way to refer to it. New Orleans.
A little volume on it, sir.
Volume up.
I like that.
Fundraising has to come from events that we stage and fundraisers, the private sector donations, benefactors, and we can write grants to get money, and we could also, they have the Louisiana Trust Fund for survivors of brain injury. So all this, there's a lot of work that has to be done. It requires a lot of skill sets to do all this stuff.
Radio station, donate a little HIV money, WHIV. We honor independent voices.
Here we go. Now I want to tell you now how I became legitimate as a brainstormer by incurring my own brain injury in 2021, right after Hurricane Ida. I was already inspired in being a brainstormer and all the experiences and all I had learned from my wife and her tragic yet amazing miracle of surviving her brain injury, and taught me all. I was already tooled up to enter that realm. But what happened to me, I was thrown off a tree in the cleanup after Ida, and flung off a ladder and landed 30 feet below and got a broken neck, concussion, and went to the other side and had a great time and went to Florence, Italy with no knowledge of who I was or what I was. I chose there to go because it was a memory I had in my mind from years when I was 19. I returned to a place. So that was my out-of-body near-death experience where you have no conscious of who you are, what you are, your name, rank, and or serial number, but you're in a different plane. So I referenced very much my wife's experience and what I learned from her, and I could apply to my own experience. And there were no more, the people of the Brainstormers were almost rejoiced in the fact that I could legitimately be a head injured survivor, not just a secondary survivor. Can we do this thing?
I think we might have.
We can do whatever we put our
We got a
minds
shot
to.
at it?
It might.
Between the three of us, we can screw the light bulb in, that's for sure.
No, Russ is the realist.
Who we playing? So Lee Dorsey?
We're going to bring it back home to New Orleans.
All right.
My favorite parallel would be the X-Men. Everybody post-trauma has a superpower. It's a magnified characteristic that they had prior to their head injury, and this allows them to be themselves in an environment surrounded by other people being themselves who are survivors of acquired traumatic brain injury. So the topics are endless, but one of the main things we like to bring about is music. So songs would be written around all the adventures and the events that brought on these head injuries. So we had songs like Monkey Mind. We have a song called Brainstormers, like a surf song, and Listen to Us, our anthem, and songs about amazing people who survive head injuries.
We gotta live together. And these are you. Whatever we do. You can't figure out the thing I'm in. Everyday people. Yeah.
We had our den around the corner on St. Anne Street, and that's where we meet and greet members of what would soon to become the Brainstormers of New Orleans. And then we moved it out to my place where I have a nice rambling backyard. We call that Rancho Rojo, and we have meet and greets, and we'd have music and parties and get-togethers. And that's where we make all our plans for the future for Brainstormers of New Orleans. The city of New Orleans on Orleans Avenue. Community radio, human rights, social justice, and all wars. My life's work, because obviously I'm still here. I did not die. I added up. I had 14 brushes with death in my lifetime. So obviously I'm here for a reason. I have no reason to think otherwise, because I'm almost drowned, electrocution, all kinds of things that have happened to me, and for some reason came out the other side. So I will make this my life's work, and I think it's so valid. I think it can only grow and become something much more magnificent, and if it doesn't, we've already succeeded. And stating what we're doing is so valid in the community of representing over 5.5 million people who are post-traumatic.
flag and storm. Something in common, we can all sing along. We have each other and so much more.